Today's Tuesday, it's the 28th of March 2023, and we're out for a little bit of an evening walk in Palmanova. We went for a walk this morning in Majorca. We've had the girls this afternoon, so we're making a full day of it by coming out in the evening. But the hour's changed, so it's light a little bit later. It's actually just after 7 o'clock in the evening. We're starting just by the roundabout here in Palmanova. We're going to walk down. So some of the shops now you can see they're closing. Some will stay open, some do stay open. The more touristy shops will stay open, and we are starting to see tourists. We're starting to see things happening here now. Definitely a bit noisy. And lots more places are opening up. And lots going to be opening over the next few days. It says it's 19 degrees, so not bad for 7 o'clock in the evening. We're going to be in Yeovil next week, I think. And no dear, it's not going to be 19 there. The weather today said 8 degrees and it was raining. So Anita's thinking she can dress just the same as she's dressed here and be in Somerset. Well, I don't think you can, dear. You're going to have to take some warmer clothing. Put your long johns on. We did actually come down to Palmanova the other evening for dinner. It's one of our favourite places, just down here on the corner. That was Mai Tai. Started on a noisy road. It's open today, Agimoli, or maybe open a bit later on. Sorry?
Wednesday to Monday.
Oh right, so Tuesday's their day off. So it's a little bit early for dinner, well, for many people. 7 o'clock, but to see this tandoori Indian restaurant across the roads. Quite a few people sitting on the outside. And just as we were driving down, I could see a cruise ship sailing out into the sunset. Actually disappearing over the horizon, away from the sunset.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit quieter. Now, there's been a big change down here. I wonder if you'll notice what it is. Since our last video. Actually, several changes. One is that the restaurants down here are open, well, they would normally be open. Having said that, mine doesn't look as if it is open today. That's where we had dinner. We had a lovely dinner there.
Here for lunch on Thursday.
Anita's coming again. But the thing that is different is that a few weeks ago when we were down here, we noticed that the big pine tree that was somewhere around here, maybe more than one pine tree, had been chopped down. It's gone. The pine tree has gone. And they've replaced it with palm trees, which is absolutely excellent news. We've got some other trees here. Mulberry, I was going to ask you what they were. So we've got mulberry as well, but less pine trees, and that is really good news because the pine trees attract the caterpillars and hopefully over the next few weeks we'll see the end of those. The other good news is that all these poles have suddenly sprouted up on, grown out of the sand, yeah. They've not quite got the tops on yet, but that will be happening very soon. So starting to look a lot more like a beach resort. And across the road, many of the places, I think probably most of the places now, are actually open, which is great news, because the hotels will be steadily opening as well. Oh yeah, there's some new benches we've noticed as we were coming along. There's 2 or 3, 4 new benches along here, which is always good news, somewhere to stop and sit down. But Anisha's going to try one out then.
Benito, it says.
And the trees are not just planted down there, there's some more here as well, so there's going to be a lot more trees along the front. And a lot less pine trees. That's really great news, I think. I really like that. No, I don't think they open in the evenings yet. I think it's open all through the day, so you can come fairly early in the morning. I think they do close in the afternoon. Yeah, Can Blanc is just closing up for the day. They've done their work. A bit of a rest, because soon the season will start and they'll be working from early in the morning till late at night. And the people who work in these bars do have to put in some really long hours. Some of the palm trees down here have been trimmed as well. See the ones in front, nicely trimmed. And while I do criticise most of the pine trees, the one that's just coming up on in front of us to the left there, it'd be a shame if they actually chop that one down. That one's been here for such a long time. It's got such a unique shape. It's just the wind, and I don't know. There you go. It's been there for such a long time. That one, I do hope that that one stays. But eventually the others can be replaced with palm trees, and then Palmanova can be Palmanova instead of Pine Tree Nova, or whatever it is. But there are a lot of pine trees here. Someone was asking me, they said they're coming in May, will the processionary caterpillars still be here? Actually, we've not seen any for quite a while actually, so maybe they are finishing now, and certainly April time they'll have gone. The big Chinese supermarket there, Acme supermarket's now opened up. Everything's starting to come to life. And when we came down to Mai Tai the weekend, Palmanova was all nicely lit up, and one of the things that looked really nice was the Sea Rose restaurant, which is in front of us.
I think this was open that evening, wasn't it? Maybe today's the day off.
Yeah. Maybe the terrace was not open. Maybe it's the restaurant that's open. They just put the lights on outside. It all happens gradually. This opening does, and Easter is going to be like the big switch on, I think. So we're planning to go away for Easter. We'll miss all of that, and then we'll come back and everything's going to be up and running. One thing we've already noticed though is the sheer amount of traffic that's on the road. The roads are getting very, very busy. We've just driven from home in Palma to Palmanova, and we've seen 2 really big traffic jams. Probably
accidents, though.
Yeah, probably accidents, but it causes tailbacks, and people are going to be stuck in that for quite a while. I'm just looking back over the beach, and there's a big motor yacht in the distance. Probably be seeing a lot of them in the future, the summer months. The sea's nicely rippling against the shore. And the graffiti's still on the wall. Oh. I was in Palma yesterday and saw some awful graffiti, really just lots and lots of it, all around the train station. Why do train stations attract graffiti? I suppose it's not just train stations, but a lot of graffiti.
Ship over there.
Yeah.
Looks like a little
Oh, the next one.
model toy.
Well, I've only brought one camera out with me tonight, so
We nearly had to go home.
yeah. With filming this morning, I was downloading all the videos, and forgot to bring the one I needed.
It wasn't my fault, was it?
Not my fault. No, not your fault at all, dear. My fault. But isn't that pretty?
Cuidado. ¿Quieres un foto juntos?
Ah, ¿y una foto junta? Pues sí, venga tú aquí, yo aquí.
Anita doing her good deed of the day. There you go, job done. Well, dogs won't be allowed on other beaches, but this is one where dogs are allowed, so I do occasionally see dogs coming up, usually with their owners. And it actually says there it's the dog beach, if you like, the canine beach.
Where the caterpillars were in these trees, aren't you? They're finished now.
It is the time of the year they should be finishing, so guessing that there won't be so many around. You've still got the artwork in there. Really like those. Something you're not expecting.
We'll find out who did those.
No? No, I don't think so.
Find me both.
Could be. Could be. And there we've got the middle beach with all of its poles ready for its beach umbrellas. Oh, and the sun's right in my eyes.
I've got my sunglasses.
When we came along here on Sunday, there were lots and lots and lots of volleyball nets on this beach and on the previous beach, actually, both beaches. Normally this one is the volleyball beach, but it was absolutely packed with volleyball players. Not sure. It could well have been a tournament on. We do have tournaments. So Tuesday, and we went to the market in Baleares, which was well, certainly a lot bigger than it was last time we were down there earlier on this year, but nowhere near as big as it was at its height last year. But I'm guessing that's going to improve. Palmanova doesn't really have a market. There's no weekly market in Palmanova. What we do get are the occasional fairs. Some of them are quite unpredictable. But I'm guessing there could well be something over Easter, but I've not heard anything. The next big one would be in May, which is Europe Day. Again, I've not heard anything about that either. They don't seem to be very good at publishing things very well in advance. It's got the Tropico over there, Hotel Tropico, and the cocktail bar. There's a bus, look, there's a coach. And that means there's tourists around, so we're going to start to see a lot of those. Here we've got a mixture of pine trees and not pine trees. The ones nearer the beach are quite well established. They're not pine trees. The ones near the road are also equally well established and got very thick trunks. But they are pine trees. And the beach itself here has actually got a little pine forest, if you can call something that small a forest. Haven't really done much in the way of evening walks, so this is one of the first.
10,000 steps.
You've already done your 10,000. Well, Anita does a lot more steps than I do. I've done probably half of that. But I'm catching you up, slowly. As of the 1st of April, the A11 bus to the airport will be starting. And it's still my intention at some point to catch that bus and just to show you how it works. And probably the easiest thing is for me to catch it somewhere here in Palmanova. It should be a little fun day out for me. We're going to Ibiza in the summer for our wedding, a little holiday for us and a wedding over there. But for us to get our discount, we had to come to the tourist information office, and because we're residents here, we get a discount on flights to the mainland and flights between the islands. And just in front of us we've got the tourist information office, and that's where they not only provide you with information, tourist information, but they also provide us with certificates so that we can travel off to the mainland. That's the tourist information office, really good, really helpful, and usually a lady in there who speaks multiple languages. Yeah, lots of places opening up there. The Chiringuito on the beach, open. There's one of the bus stops. Some of the times have changed or will be changing for the summer. So the 104, 105 and the 123 buses on that one. And then just on the other side there's the 123 bus going towards Santa Ponsa. This is the back of the Paradise Beach Bar, which is actually, looks as though it might have its tables and chairs out now, so better go round and have a look at the other side. We've promised a friend of ours that we'll come and see him perform here, come and sing. And there they are, all the tables and chairs are out. So, looking very open, but they certainly will be opening soon. And so we'll be coming to see Leapy Lee sing his little arrows. And there's the Il Chiringo, and that looks particularly quite busy over there. A lot of people getting the last few rays of sun just before it sets. Look at that, that's a big dog. Ooh. I must say, I always wonder when people have got dogs like that, how do they cope with the heat in the summer? Because we're going to get some intense heat just a few weeks' time.
You're all right walking?
Oh, fine. Yeah. Enjoying my evening stroll. I must say the poles on the beach look a little bit naked. Oh, someone was asking me about disabled toilets. I think they're actually asking about Santa Ponsa. But this is what the toilets look like here. And the one in the middle is for disabled. Unfortunately, they're not open yet.
It's 50 cents.
It will be 50 cents, but you can't even do that at the moment because they've got a lock on them. They will be opening up shortly. Do I know when? Well, on there it says May to October, but we'll have to wait and see. And there's a very similar one on the beach in there's a tourist information office. There's one near to the tourist information office on the beach in Santa Ponsa. So one of the things I've said I'll keep my eye on. I hope you're not staying at this hotel. This is the Calablanca, or was the Calablanca. It's going to be a completely different brand. It's the Inside by Melia at the moment, Calablanca Inside by Melia, but it's having a complete refurbish, and that means it's going to have a complete makeover. And it's going to become a completely different style of hotel. It's in conjunction with Rafa Nadal, the tennis player. He's obviously coming towards the end of his tennis career, and he's looking for other ways of keeping himself busy. And one of them is to go into hotels, and this is going to be one of the first joint ventures, and it's going to be taking Palmanova a little bit more upmarket, I think. So I've forgotten the name, but it'll come to me eventually. Something like Zell or something. I think it's just 3 letters. But earlier on in the year, some people were saying they were booked in to the Calablanca in May, and this hotel is not expected to open until June. If you have got a reservation, I'm sure the tour operators are going to get in touch with you and offer you an alternative, but as you can see, there's an awful lot of work to be done here.
Quiet. I thought it would be quite a bit busier.
Well, there's a few people out. I mean, the hotels, a lot of the hotels are not open yet. They'll be opening in the next 2 weeks. So as soon as they are open, you've got another 500 or 1,000 people per hotel who will be coming out for a walk on the promenade as we are now. Here's the Barbuda Beach. And they're looking pretty busy this evening. And right next to that, the Diana Beach Club. The Diana Lady Dies, which is behind here, looks as though that's gone now. You can't see much happening there at all. So this is the place to be. And they're just about ready to start the season off. All the chairs and tables sorted out.
No, es que tú te dormiste, si te despertaste. Es que yo no llegué ni a dormir.
Much calmer the sea here, must be.
No, ahora no.
Here's the Chinese, the happy Chinese, and they're looking pretty busy as well this evening. And in front, hotel's not quite ready yet. This is the Santa Lucia. They will be opening up shortly. That's where Sean and Claire will be staying in the end of the summer. I'm looking forward to seeing you. The breeze has dropped down now, hasn't it? It was a bit breezy before, which kept it cool. Now there's no breeze here. It's started to feel a little bit warmer. Oh, that's interesting. Look, they've got all the tables and chairs out. It's all signs things are about to get ready when they put the tables and chairs out.
It's nearly the 1st of April now, isn't it?
Yeah. This weekend, isn't it? So. And the sails are out for shade. So I think actually last time we came they were cleaning the decks down around the front. So yeah, very much getting everything ready there. Good spot here to come and just have a look at the boats. They're moored in the bay here, protected from the wind. I'll just come round and look at this way. We've got the poles on the beach, we've got some umbrellas on the beach, we've got some beds on the beach as well. At the far end there's lots of beds on the beach. So this is all happening very, very quickly. Now, I did have some really strong winds last night. I wonder if that blew those parasols down. Rather strong weedy smell.
I think it's quite chilly as well.
Now dear, if you think this is chilly, you just wait till you get to Yeovil next week.
I won't go in this day.
You will find out what chilly's all about. Got nothing to do with Goncana either.
The olive tree's open. So we could go there, but it might be full.
Ciso's is open.
And Ciso's all those lights, aren't they?
Yeah, Ciso's is where the lights are. The olive tree's further round. I don't think they are open yet.
No.
Three Brothers just in front of us. They are open. There's actually some football on the TV by the looks of things. Yeah, so this beach has already started to get the parasols out and the sunbeds out, which is really quite good. It's a sign that it's going to spread along the beach quite rapidly, I would think. By the end of this week, we probably have all the parasols and beach beds out. Somebody did say to me they were coming to stay at the San Matias. So I'm not sure if the San Matias is already open, whether it's opening very, very soon. This is the San Matias Beach Hotel. Go Palmanova apartments up that way. Doesn't look to be open, but they've got all the tables and chairs out on the outside. Actually cushions out here, which is interesting. That would indicate to me they are open if there's cushions out.
It's open as well. It rains.
And the pool's full of water. And there is actually somebody sitting on one of the, yeah, it could well be open. As I can see a couple of the rooms with lights on and people sitting on the balconies. So there you go. Amongst the first of the tourists, I guess. It's one of the big successes of the pandemic. CISOs is already open, already looking busy. It just looks the part, doesn't it? And if you want to have a table here, it's a good idea to give them a call or call by and make a reservation. Not sure how long their waiting list is, but you do really need to make sure that you do have something reserved. Looks like they've got a bit of a gathering. Don't tell Boris Johnson about it, he'll be in here. He likes gatherings. It's not a party, it's a gathering. A word just about smoking, as I've seen some people smoking. The first beach that we come across way back at the beginning is designated as a non-smoking beach, and there are other non-smoking beaches on the island, Santa Ponsa being one of them. So if you are one who partakes, then just make sure you're doing it in the right place. None of the terraces, none of the restaurants, bars are you allowed to smoke. If you want to smoke, you have to go outside the terrace, outside the bar.
Spanish tourists here as well, aren't there?
A lot of Spanish, because the pensioners have this deal from the mainland to come here, I think, and they get cheaper holidays. The hoteliers have not been very keen on it this year. We don't get paid enough money. But it looks as though some of them are going to be taking part next year. And when you look at the paper, they were offered something like €23.5 per person per day for them to stay in a hotel. And the hotelier said it's just not worth our while to even open up, staff it, turn the heating on and all the things you might have to do in the winter time. The government have upped it to the grand sum of €25, and I still can't believe they're actually saying yes at that, but it's only a limited number of places that's going to be available, and they get snapped up very, very quickly. So it's only available to Spanish pensioners. That's us, dear, you know, we're Spanish pensioners. But they can apply to go on one of these holidays. You have to be in there right at the beginning. You have to go through a particular type of travel agent, and well, it's a bit of luck of the draw, I think. But if you manage to get on one, you get a good cheap holiday. So for us, we could go either to a hotel on the island, one of the other islands, or to somewhere on the mainland. There's the BMAX Beach House getting ready. Someone was asking me about what's happened to the Duke. I don't know, but there's a big skip outside, so maybe something's happening. But at the moment it's looking a little bit on the derelict side. But each time we come along, more and more things are opening.
Yes.
Yeah. The bar up at the top there is open. That wasn't open last time we were down. And lots of the bars are advertising on things like Facebook to say that they're opening up shortly. This is the Comodoro, and just below it here we've got the Zen Lounge bar, which is all getting itself sorted out. Does it say on there what time? Oh, now hiring. They're looking for staff. So if you want a job and you've got a European passport, then they're looking for you. If you've got a British passport, don't bother applying because you won't get the job. They've got all the seating out there. What a splendid view. And we've walked all the way along and the lights held out for us. What time is it? 10 to 8. So we've been walking for a bit less than an hour. And the sea is dead calm. The Hawaii in the distance still says Hawaii on the side. That's been taken over by the Leonardo group, so we'll see if they retain the name or change the name when it does actually open up. But the restaurant up there is looking quite busy. It's the Blue Bar. It's not a place we've actually been to yet, so it's another one of the list of things to do. God, this list keeps getting longer and longer. Well, that's been a really nice walk, nice flat walk. We've done about 50 minutes, so we'll be heading back now. And the light's going to be fading, so thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
And lovely to be out in the evening as well.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Well, we've managed to stop off for a quick one, and here we are at the Three Brothers, across the road from the Santa Lucia. Not usually a Guinness drinker, but I've got a pint of Guinness and Anita's got a red wine, so cheers everyone.
Cheers.